Well, they're stay-at-home mums who entertain thousands of people online with the daily antics of their families. Recently, their musings caught the attention of the Prime Minister, who not only met with them, but granted them the kind of access most members of the media would love. So, are they Julia Gillard's secret election weapons? Two of the bloggers join us now, Eden Riley and Kim Berry. Good morning to you both. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning.
Why do you think you've captured the attention of Julia Gillard? Shall I go?
Yes, you go.
I think we offer any politician or anyone wanting to get a message out a forum, really, and I think the Prime Minister has recognised that social media and the online space has legitimacy and that there are whole audiences that they can tap into that would otherwise not be engaged with what they're saying.
Has Tony Abbott been in touch?
No.
No, he hasn't. I would love to chat with Tony Abbott. I would love to...
There's your shout-out.
Yeah. And I think in a way Tony is now in a bit of between a rock and a hard place. You know, that he can't be seen to, well, Julia did it, so now I'm doing it. Or now it's a bit, you know, has he left his run too late? So I think that there's some challenges for the Liberal Party in terms of trying to connect with that online space, particularly with women.
And now, what's your demographic? You know, what sort of audience are you putting the Prime Minister in touch with?
Most of my audience are female, and they are pretty much aged from late 20s, early 30s through to about sort of 45, 50.
So is mine, and with, you know, you've got two bloggers sitting here, so our readership combined is tens of thousands of Australian women. So when we do write a blog post, it goes out to a lot of people. It's kind of, you know, with circulation. Most blogs, you know, at our level have more circulation than small magazines. And, you know, I just think it's fascinating that we went out to Rooty Hill and had dinner with the Prime Minister sitting there, and we could talk about whatever we wanted to for 2 hours. And there was a lot of hullabaloo about that. But it was a privilege, and I asked her a lot of questions. And I have manners, and I'm quite, you know, nice. But on seeing the fallout on Twitter and social media of that level of vengeance that politics brings out in people has quite shocked me. But, you know, I can also cop a lot as well.
Do you think the Prime Minister sees you as softer than the mainstream media?
I don't think so, actually.
What tough stuff would you get out of you?
She might, yeah, but the thing is, I thought, you know, has Julia Gillard really read my blog? Have you read my blog? Do you know who I am? Because I'm very real on my blog, and so is Kim. And, you know, if you kind of, I mean, that's kind of why we've gotten... You know, we tell it how it is. So there's also a level of danger. I could go to town. I mean, I could do her no favours and just go...
But you did an interview with her. The edited version was about 15 minutes long, so she gave you a fair bit of time. You talked about lots of things you're concerned about, easy access to pornography for your children.
That's right.
You asked her, you talked about blogging, among other things. You asked her whether she liked the job. What do you think someone watching, reading your blog and seeing that site gets out of that they don't get from others?
Oh, absolutely. I had such a huge response. I went to Kirribilli House with my husband, and I interviewed her for about 20 minutes. I had to do it less than 15 minutes into an edited YouTube video to embed on my blog. And it was, in my interview with her, I was allowed to ask her any question I wanted to. And I don't see Tony Abbott out there getting asked any questions. Like, he's very particular about what he goes on and stuff, and that's why I really want to talk to him, especially to do with women's issues and things. But, you know, he's nowhere to be found. But I asked her so many questions, and she answered honestly and openly, and I think she felt safe and comfortable with me because I had no agenda, and I'm just interested in who she is and how she did things.
And I think one of the things, you can't have those hard conversations if you don't initially have that relationship. And I think what she's been very clever in doing is fostering that connection with us, and that through a range of meetings, you know, a morning tea, Christmas drinks, dinner. So by the dinner, I think we all felt a lot more comfortable to ask some questions that we never would have asked at the first time we met with her.
Do you think she's a good Prime Minister?
I think she is. I think when you look at what she's achieved in a minority government, I think it's quite remarkable.
And what do you think your role is then in terms of, you know, is it to investigate her or to interpret her message, or are you just there as a medium for her to speak through?
Oh, no, I definitely think there's a space and a forum for us to be asking her about her decisions and policies, and also let her know whether we think they're good or bad, you know, or some shortcomings of, you know, some of her policies might be. And I think to her credit, she has never not answered a question that one of us has asked her.
About foreign aid.
Foreign aid,
about
asylum seekers,
refugees,
the NDIS,
you know,
which is something that's very close to my heart. So, you know, I think she's... I think it's pretty brave for a politician.
She goes down in history as, and
yes.
you know, this is the online world literally meeting the press. Our space has changed so much, and now, you know, it continues to change the landscape in which we live in. So it's fascinating, and the election's going to be fascinating.
And it's not going anywhere, the online space, anytime soon, is it? Kim and Eden, thank you very much for joining us today on Meet the Press.
Pleasure.
Thank you.